tiger snakes. These are among some of the most toxic and deadly snakes in all of Australia. Their potent venom, which contains neurotoxic, hemotoxic, and myotoxic properties, can wreak havoc on whatever's unlucky enough to be bitten. These snakes are known for a defensive disposition and are quick to defend themselves with a bite if they feel threatened. I want to find out just how deadly these snakes and their bites truly are, and there's only one way I know how to do that. I'll have to get out into the Australian bush and find one. My name is Jack, and I've dedicated my entire life to traveling all over the globe to find the strangest and deadliest creatures alive. I'm willing to get in close where others wouldn't dare in order to uncover and share the truth about even our most dangerous and misunderstood creatures. Sometimes this mission brings me face to face with the deadliest animals on Earth. But I'm far from complaining about that. Join me today as I venture deep into the forests of Eastern Australia on the hunt for one of the deadliest snakes in the world. So essentially, we have been strategic about today. As you can see, it's nice and overcast, it's fairly cool, and that is the optimal conditions for these snakes. Now, I've never seen this species before. My last trip to Australia, I left empty-handed in terms of tiger snakes. But I've got a good feeling about today. It is perfect. We're in some great habitat. There's a little creek here. These animals love to eat frogs. So we're gonna get hiking around. Hopefully we scrounge up exactly what we're looking for. But to be honest, if we come across anything else, I'll be pretty happy too. Pretty much everything here is different and new and something I'm looking for today. So let's get in it, folks, and let's see what we can get out here. Find. Like all venomous snakes, tiger snake venom is first and foremost a tool to procure prey. These lovely snakes feed primarily on amphibians and use their powerful venom to quickly kill and start to digest their prey. It's more of a bonus that this venom can be used in defense, though tiger snakes are more likely to try their threat pose before striking. That's right, just like a cobra, the tiger snakes and many of Australia's other elapids will flatten their necks out to appear larger. This can help intimidate and scare off larger predators. Venom is a precious resource, and these snakes won't waste a drop of it if it's not necessary. So essentially, these are big, they're active, and they're venomous snakes. And most likely, with this kind of weather, they're gonna be out basking. So that's what I'm really keeping my eyes peeled for, is those nice glistening coils. Although it's fairly diffused light right now, the light should still be catching on those beautiful, beautiful scales. Hopefully, I can pick that up and find it. Despite rather fleeing or going into a threat display, these snakes are more than capable of biting in defense. And if that happens, it can be nasty. Their venom contains just about every possible quote-unquote type of snake venom you can have, which is neurotoxic, hemotoxic, and myotoxic properties. This means the venom attacks the body quickly and from all angles. The neurotoxin immediately affects the nervous system, and in larger snakes can cause the bite victim to lose consciousness fairly quickly, as well as have immediate difficulty breathing. Neurotoxin can paralyze the diaphragm fairly quickly, which can result in respiratory arrest, essentially suffocating the victim. The hemotoxic properties and coagulants immediately affect the blood and tissue, causing necrosis and blood clotting issues near the site of the bite. This can cause large wounds and can take ages to heal or scar over. The myotoxic properties focus more on the cells in the body, attacking muscle groups and breaking down the integrity of the deep tissue near the site of the bite. This can be especially dangerous as all these venom properties can work together to overwhelm the body and flood the kidneys with cellular debris and toxic venom, which can easily result in organ failure. Bites, if left untreated, have a 40 to 60% mortality rate, and 100% of those bites will leave lasting damage, scarring, and potentially cause lasting neurological effects. The eastern brown snake is the only snake in Australia with more deaths under its belt than the fearsome tiger snake. But how likely are bites to actually occur? So there's a creek running just here. So we're gonna poke right up here, right parallel to this creek, because I got a good feeling. I'm hoping that the Australian herp gods are in our favor today. And fingers crossed we get a nice tiger right up here. But we'll see. After searching tirelessly for hours upon hours, I finally spotted the culprit I was after. Oh, there's a snake there. I'm seeing bands, folks. Oh my gosh! Right here, right on the crawl. Look at this! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tiger snake. Oh my gosh! Gotta try and get this out of the way here. I want to be careful. This is a crazy, dangerous species. He's perfectly kind of tucked into this little tree here, this little dead bush. Oh my gosh, folks. Now, this was easily one of my biggest snake targets for this trip. I did not find a tiger snake my last trip out to Australia. And from the looks of it, this has got to be the most beautiful tiger snake alive. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can kind of get it to crawl enough out of this little bush here. But look at that, folks. I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous orange, yellow right on the throat. That hood's starting to poke out. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. I want to be careful, folks. This is a super, super venomous elapid. Easily a snake that could land you in the hospital or worse, in a coffin 6 feet under. So I want to be calm, I want to be slow, I want to be methodical with my handling here. This is an animal, although it's a cool morning, it's nice and overcast like I said, this animal has explosive energy. Could easily get up to me if it really wanted to, but as you can see, it's just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. It's maybe moving away from a basking area that it found earlier, and as it's starting to warm up, maybe it's finding a place to seek some shelter. But look at that. It's insane. So these snakes are named tiger snakes after those lovely, lovely, lovely stripes, but generally they're a much duller kind of olive color with some of that kind of yellow poking through for the stripes there. But this one's a true orange and black. I mean, as tiger as you can get. Now, I am shaking here, folks. Not only am I stoked to find this, but I am locked in. I am keyed in because this animal could easily not just ruin my day, but it could ruin my trip and potentially could even ruin my life. But as you can see, this is not an animal that's just trying to get at me, not an animal that's trying to attack me in any way. But of course, they are equipped with a powerful, powerful venom that they, of course, can employ to protect themselves. I'm geeking out hard, folks. The only elapid I filmed last year was a coral snake in November. And the step up here to a deadly Australian tiger snake is pretty significant, pretty stinking big. The snake this size could easily spell mayhem for my nervous system. Once again, just because these animals have the power to really mess up the human body, you can see that this animal, it just wants to get away. It's kind of curious, kind of looking at me. It's not interested in getting up close and using that precious resource, that precious venom, to hurt me. It's a beautiful, beautiful snake. Not terribly even defensive right now. We got a little bit of a hood right when I got up on top of it. But like I said, It's a nice cool morning, so we've got a little bit of that reptilian ectothermic attribute to thank for that. These animals, of course, are relying on external heat sources to get that energy, to build up that metabolism, get all that big, fast, lightning fast ability that they have when they warm up. Because don't be fooled, folks. This is a calm snake. This is nice and collected right now. But in a moment's notice, if this animal begins to feel threatened, it could become a very different story. Tiger snakes, despite being toxically venomous, are rather quick to flee at the first sign of danger. These aren't animals that prefer to go out of their way to get into conflict. I wanted to see what the true behavior of these animals was like to get a better understanding of just how dangerous these snakes and their bites could be. And I think I have my answer. While extremely venomous and capable of killing a healthy adult in as little as 3 hours, these snakes only do so in the direst of circumstances. They, like all animals, wish to live their lives free of danger, and so will avoid predators and people at all costs if they can help it. Their venom is deadly, yes, but we really shouldn't treat them any differently than any of our other wild animals. They serve an important role in their respective ecosystems and work to maintain the health of our planet as a whole because of this. They deserve respect and, of course, space, absolutely, but these are far from being the mindless killers we should fear with every step. Be wise when entering tiger snake country. Although they aren't quick to, a bite could mean certain death for those who find themselves face to face with it. Because wow. Even though that venom is no joke, folks, it is focused. It is not something that they use lightly. That is their lifeblood. That is their life source. Venomous snakes, without that venom, they can't procure their food. They can't even digest their food in some species. And they need that venom. They don't want to waste it on predators. They want to get away. They want to live their lives, same as you and me. These are not creatures that are just full of ill intent and wanting to hurt us. Even these deadly, dangerous snakes are still just animals trying to make their way in the universe. And what a beautiful snake this is. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful tiger. Wow. So how deadly is the bite of the tiger snake? Very. If left untreated, these bites can easily result in multi-system organ failure, diaphragm paralysis causing asphyxiation, and huge necrotic lesions, all of which together, of course, can lead to death. These snakes and their bites must be taken seriously, but it's still important to remember that they're not bloodthirsty killers ready to take our lives at any point. The purpose of their venom is to help these animals hunt their food and survive, not to harm us. The average tiger snake encounter should leave both parties completely unharmed, and simply taking a few steps back to allow the snakes to move on can make all the difference. Just because something could be deadly does not mean that's all it's good for. Remember to respect and appreciate this wonderful planet and its inhabitants, regardless of the risk of danger to us humans. A deadly bite doesn't always mean death. Well, my friends, I think we had a fantastic time with this beautiful, beautiful representation of tiger snakes. This was easily one of the most beautiful snakes we could have come across. Easily a fantastic representation of this species as a whole, not only in those beautiful colors, but in that wonderful demeanor as well. So my friends, our time has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed learning about the potentially life-threatening tiger snake, and I hope that you feel a little bit better at home, that maybe this isn't an animal that you necessarily have to be horrified to encounter. As long as you give them space to move away, they are not interested in harming us for no reason. So we're gonna let this beautiful snake get on her way, and we're gonna get back out looking for even more fantastic and iconic Australian wildlife. So we're gonna let her get right to it. Right back where we found her. There she goes.
It's okay, you're free to go now. See that wonderful bluff? She's letting me know, hey, back off. I want to get back underneath this little thing here, probably. Too cool, folks. Well, we're having pretty good luck so far out here in Australia. We're gonna get checking for some more iconic wildlife. But in the interim, I just want to thank you all for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you got something out of it. If you didn't learn anything, you didn't enjoy it at all, I hope I can at least leave you with this. The planet is chock-a-block full of some of the most amazing, iconic, and diverse organisms that have ever existed. And yes, some of them are potentially dangerous. Some of them could potentially land you in the hospital, or even worse, take your life from you. But that's not why these animals are here. They serve an important and pivotal role in their respective ecosystems and help in maintaining the balance of not just their native habitat, but our planet as a whole. So next time you see a snake, don't immediately go towards the, a snake, it's gonna get me. But maybe take a few steps back, far outside of strike range, and watch a beautiful animal go along on its daily activities, because chances are you're not going to see the monster that maybe is that first switch, that first immediate reaction when you see a snake. You're going to see an animal that has every interest in just pursuing its own life. So thanks so much for tuning in today, folks, and I hope to see you next week with the next upload. But until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.